Wagwan me people, quick thing before we kick off. The views where you hear upon the Father to Father podcast, them strictly for why, the hosts, guests, and contributors. Them now represent Catholic Notebook, Spirit Stream Studios, the Diocese, University, or any affiliated groups. You see me? And remember, this podcast is strictly for adult ears, so listen up with discretion.
Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet, a place for the soul, where wisdom speaks. Hope in the message, strength in the beat. Welcome to Father, where life and faith meet.
What's going on, man?
Whew, not much.
Man, it's been a week, man. It's been a week.
It has been a week. It usually is.
You know what's wild to me? Like, no matter how many times I go, like, it's been a week, I always think, like, hey, as time goes on, it's not going to be as long of a week as the week before.
Oh, you still have hope? I have hope, but like I just realized this is the life that I live, and I'm cool with it, but sometimes it's a lot.
Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Dr. Giovanni.
And I'm Father Gregory Lambert.
And this is the Father podcast. It is what it is. And listen. I don't need to say it, but I'm still saying it because I'm still livid that you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. You listen, but you ain't hearing me. Listen. Open up your ears. Open up your minds. Open up that second breast.
Open up that third eye.
Open up that third eye. I was going to say something else. I was like, oh, no, I got to pull that back.
yeah, I know.
Scroll down. 5 stars. That's it. That's all I want. 5 stars. And leave a comment that says, like, hey, yo, we love you. Hey, Father Greg, you sound crispy. I don't know. Something. Dr. Gio, you're insightful. Like, something. I don't know. Make my day. Is what it is.
Can I also just say that most likely by the time that this gets released, we would have hit our 1-year mark of releasing our very first episode.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible. So
Yeah.
can I just go ahead and say to all of you who have either been listening from day one.
Yeah, who's been rocking with us the long way, the hard way. Hey! Clap.
For all of you who have been listening from either day one or you've kind of jumped on the bandwagon and now we're happy that you're here. You are part of the family now.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the heck out of you for listening to us, for listening to two yokels who are... We have voices, we have opinions, but also we have a lot of love for the people that are in our lives and also for you guys as well.
Welcome to the Confessor crew. You know? Because people called themselves confessors.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. But
I don't know, but I like it. I like it. It's kind of cool. It's like, yeah, you're confessors. Which, low-key, is just them just accepting the fact that you exist. Yeah. And they're like, we're confessing our souls.
And sometimes your sins. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you so much for all of you who have sent the feedback, for all of you who sent emails upon emails upon emails about not just your own personal situations, but real questions that you have in life. But something that gets me out of bed in the morning is the fact that I get to go ahead and interact with somebody on a deeper wavelength that they're allowed to interact with the world. Yeah. People are looking for that and they're hungry for that. So this is my avenue to be able to get to do that outside of priestly ministry. Right. So this is incredible. So thank you for that opportunity.
For sure. And you know what? Like, honestly, this has been one of those things where, like, when you start something like a podcast, you never know how it's going to go.
Exactly.
People might like it. People might not. People might just say, like, hey, you trash. Leave it alone.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of podcasts that come out, they're trash and they disappear and then you never hear from them again. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the fact that, you know, a lot of people have started listening to us, a lot of people are starting to spread us around, like, hey, thank you so much. Yo, join the Confessors and Patients. I think I'm going to say Confessors and Patients because, like, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, we're all patients and confessors in some way, shape, or form.
All of us.
All of us. So, like, we're confessors and patients. I'm Doctor, and the priest is sitting right over there. So let's get the show started. You ready to go, man?
Always.
All right, let's go.
Dr. G was good. I know it sounds clear. I know it's misunderstood.
Hey, you ready for Hear Me Out?
Yeah.
Hey, so hear me out. 1 star, you did nothing wrong. 5 stars? Oh, dang it. You ready for Hear Me Out?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Hear Me Out. 5 stars, you did nothing wrong. 1 star. You got confessions on Thursdays. And if your church is doing confession on Thursdays, let us know. Kevin.Delaware/Father. That's Kevin.Delaware/
F2F.
drop us a line. And also, scroll down, click the little tip jar. Add us to your New Year resolution. It's a new year, it's new time, new freshness. Add us to your books. Add us to your books.
It's probably taxable. Not
Yeah,
taxable.
it is taxable. It is. Yeah. All right, but hear me out. I only agreed because everyone expected me to. It seems harmless.
It usually does.
Except for that one time where it's just like, nah.
Nah, our relationship is suffering. I shot him. I can't.
It started as a conversation everyone told me is normal. The kind that sneaks up on you once you've been together long enough and people stop asking if and they start asking when. They talk about everything shifts, how everything shifts, how purpose sharpens, how you don't really choose it as much as you step into it. Friends say it matures you. Family says it anchors you. He told me it would make us feel more like a unit. It's what's done out here. Yeah, we may be a little bit young, but the younger, the better. I don't like how it sounds. I didn't feel excited, but I felt watched, like hesitation, something to outgrow and not listen to. So I nodded. I told myself the readiness is a myth, and that commitment is how you become ready. Everyone seems relieved when I stopped asking questions, and I just accepted, yep, this is what we're going to do. And I surrendered to the yes. After that, my life was filled up fast. Calendar, appointments, books people kept giving me just in case. My life felt like it wasn't entirely mine anymore. Like it had been shared, like it had been a shared project and everybody else had their opinion and my voice had been shut out. You'll feel different. It'll get better. Yeah, it starts off rough, but give it some time. These are the things that people kept telling me. I kept waiting for the switch that people promised. But the flip, the certainty, the warmth, the sense that I had crossed this invisible threshold, that never truly came. Instead, I felt quieter, smaller, like I agreed to something I couldn't pause or renegotiate it. I just can't handle this damn dog.
What? What? Excuse me, dog?
Damn it! I thought this was pregnancy.
I thought it was so quiet because I was like, yo, why are you laughing about this? This is so serious.
Everyone said it would be good practice. He's so sweet,
Oh
gentle.
my gosh, bro.
Exactly the kind of responsibility that
I hate this
teaches you
timeline.
patience.
I hate this timeline. I just...
Like it felt low grade. I felt a low grade panic. I couldn't explain it. The schedules, the dependency, the way my day just suddenly starts to shift. I just can't take it. I'm fighting for my life with the smells. No one prepared me for this. I didn't know how much poop a cow makes. I didn't know how pig poop smells. Lives in your clothes for days. Living in the country is weird.
She didn't want to be crunchy. She wanted to be soft.
You can seal the door, double bag the laundry, wash it twice. Those clothes are dead. And on top of that, on top of all of that, I have to deal with this mangy mutt every time I try to exist in my own house. It's wagging its tail. It jumps on the table and I'm like, get off, get down. I'm running around a boot camp just trying to eat in peace. What is this life? I just want to relax in the tub one time without getting ambushed. But no, here comes the dog, jumping in the water, splashing everywhere like it pays rent. You don't pay any rent. You don't even know what's going on. This is too much. I didn't sign up for this. And now I can't even go back because if I say anything, suddenly I'm a bad Midwestern farmer's wife who doesn't like dogs. God forbid we don't have one roaming the property like it's mandatory. It's not even for security.
She's had this argument so many times. So many times. Poor thing.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. We don't use him for anything. He's just there. And everyone keeps acting like this is normal. Like this is what you do. And I'm sitting here wondering how I agreed to a life that smells like livestock, chaos, and expectations I never wanted. One night, I'm standing in the kitchen while he was sleeping, and I caught myself thinking, maybe if I put him in a bag and then throw him on the train.
Don't do that. Don't
He
do
won't come
that.
back.
Don't
He
do
won't
that.
come back.
Don't do that.
So hear me out. Am I quietly calculating how to undo... but hear me out. If I'm quietly calculating how to undo the smallest version of this life that everybody tells me is normal, is it signs of a bigger problem?
Wow. What a ride. What a ride.
Dog, I was locked in.
I was so locked in.
in.
I thought we were talking about like teen pregnancy. They knew each other, for a a while, and they really loved each other. And she wasn't ready to get married, and there was other excluding factors. And I had
so
autocorrected
locked in.
in my head, and I was so quiet. I'm like, yo, this is so serious. Like she's about to make a huge mistake, and she's not ready to do this. And I'm going through this in my head. And then she said the dog, because I saw you started to break out. You started to break. You started to start laughing. That's how you're getting quiet. I'm like, yo, this is a serious situation. Are you really laughing at teen pregnancy right now? Like, what's going on?
Dog, I was locked in until I read the line, and I was just like, I'm sitting there, and she's just like, different levels of attention, da 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 da. What was it? Hold on. It's like, I just can't handle this damn dog. And I read, because I'm reading ahead. That's the thing. I have to read ahead in order for this thing to work. So I'm just like, yeah, it's smaller, da da da. And I'm like, I can't handle this damn dog. I'm like, I have to finish reading the line I'm at. And I can't jump too far ahead. I'm already reading ahead so that it sounds better, so it doesn't sound like chunky when it comes out. And it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, dang. So anyways, I don't even think we need a recap. Like this threw everybody for a loop. Everybody's on a roller coaster right now.
Yeah, everybody's
on a roller coaster. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think your biggest mistake is not expressing yourself and not saying like, hey, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Like I want no part of this. Or if you feel like you need to have it, saying like, hey, outside, no part of our indoor life, having a degree of separation and stuff like that, where you're not just surrendering parts of your life just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
That is probably where your biggest mistake is.
For sure. Like this probably should have been a conversation beforehand. And this is not to say that a Midwest community will not love you, but they will have
they will look at you sideways though.
They will look at you sideways.
They will look at you sideways. How you have a farm and no dog?
Well, that's because life doesn't change very fast out here. And I say that as a person who's not from the Midwest, who is from the city, and
who came into the Midwest. And so I've gotten more of like a context for how people live and how they view things. And they just expect people around them to assimilate to what they're doing because that's just how you do it out here. It's not the way that you have to do it. And I'm sorry if you felt like this is what you've been given and this is what you have to do, but the other people's expectations of your life and of your marriage and of how you guys decide to go about that does not have to match up with what they think. It is your relationship.
It is your relationship with your husband. It is your relationship within your house. You should be able to come home and take an exhale and know that you are home and your home belongs to you. If something is draining that peace, then address it. I'm not saying take the dog and put him in a bag and throw him off, because that's gonna destroy your family. That will destroy your family. That was the length that you're willing to go to. But if you're actually sitting in your kitchen thinking that this might be an option, maybe this needs to be addressed. Or actually, not maybe, this needs to be addressed, because obviously you're not able to, one, relax, but two, recoup and recharge. That's not healthy. So this conversation needs to happen.
Yeah. And ultimately, at the end of the day, there's a big problem in the Midwest about inertia, right? So and I say it like this, there are two different ways to live life. You're an active decision maker, or you're just living life managing inertia. So if you're an active decision maker, then you are thinking about your decisions that you have to make. And you make your decisions based on the things that are presented to you. And most of the time, it's not going to be a popular decision because you're making it based on your structure tree. Mm-hmm. If you're managing inertia, you accept the premise, this is how it's always been. And then you just maintain how it's always been, and any changes you make do not fundamentally rock the structure of how it's always been. It's just cosmetic. And so there's the two. And what happens a lot of times is when you have someone who's used to making decisions in a place that is managing inertia, you will have conflict constantly. You see this a lot with old priests and young priests, where an older priest who's managing inertia, who's just like, hey, I'm not here to rock the boat. I'm just going to keep things how it's always been. We've used the same book since 1973. We're going to keep using the same book in 2025. And the young priest goes, yeah, but that's not going to be able to reach. No. You don't understand. You don't have the wisdom. And it's like, no. Because wisdom for the old priests is, and I'm generalizing it, but it's like wisdom for the old priests is the inertia that has been handed to them that they're managing. Wisdom for the young priests is, I made a decision and then I looked at the fallout of the decision that I made. Mm-hmm. What did I learn from it? And did it fundamentally help me develop, grow, or was it just a bad decision? And am I willing to accept the fallout of that? And when you apply that same logic to this situation, she is a decision maker. Like, she likes to make decisions, but she's in a system that is managing inertia. And rather than falling back on making decisions, she is trying to manage inertia, and she hates it. Mm-hmm. She hates the management of inertia. And now she's like, I'm tearing my hair out, because if I made the decision, it would have been the dog outside not interfering in my everyday life.
Yeah.
But if I'm managing inertia, I'm thinking about putting the dog in a knapsack and putting him in the rail and never seeing it again. Mm-hmm. Like that is where, in my mind, the conflict ultimately lies. And you see this a lot everywhere. This is where generational divides happen as well, where you have older people who say, hey, like, you'll understand when you get older. I hate that phrase. Yeah. And it's like, well, no, you just don't want to have to explain why it is that you're doing what you're doing.
Or if the explanation isn't actually going to be as valid as you want to go ahead and make it out to be.
Right. Or the explanation doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And more often than not, it's because the explanation doesn't make any sense, because you didn't actually think about it, because you're not making a decision. You're just carrying forth the inertia, which is why, like, and I use the priest example is because in a lot of church communities, you see this a lot where nothing changes.
Yeah.
Constantly.
For 25,
maybe 50 years.
50 years, yeah. Straight. The same thing.
And then a priest comes in and just does what is supposed to be done based on modern standards.
And then seen as prolific.
Right. But he's not doing anything profound. He's just doing what is supposed to be done based on modern standards. In the same vein, in your everyday life, when you're in an environment that is a whole bunch of people who are managing inertia and you are a decision maker, you're a target.
Oh, yes. Because it's viewed as either disrespect, overreaching, or someone saying, why do you feel like you're so special or you're so incredible?
Right. Or you have to be the center of attention, huh?
And then you ask why, and that's seen as disrespect as well.
Right. Because I don't have to explain the inertia because everyone already accepts the inertia as being good.
Mm-hmm. But if you're telling me that we need to change something and you keep saying we need to go ahead and do inertia, but obviously inertia isn't working, so why are we going to keep doing the same thing?
Right.
And that's disrespectful as well.
And ultimately for her biggest problem right now is going to be you're going to have to make a decision whether you want to embrace the decision making, which means you're going to have to deal with the fallout of people not liking it.
Yeah.
And being a target. You're going to have to deal with that. Or you're going to have to learn to accept to manage inertia.
Also, if you're going to make a decision, if you're going to make the decision to be the decision maker within your own household, screw these people. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's yes, community is incredibly important, but honestly, from a perspective of a human person to another human person, and also as a priest, screw these people. Make the decision that's best for your household, and also for your peace. Yeah.
I'm giving her like a 4.
Yeah.
I'm giving her a 4.
And my justification on the 4 is not like you did something wrong per se, but the person that you got to fight for in this situation, not even in a selfish way, but you got to fight for yourself on this.
Yeah, you really do. Otherwise, like, you're just going to be lost and you will like destroy your marriage in the process.
Yeah. And not because you want to, but because you're trying to please someone else that didn't need to happen in the first place. You are a situation, and I'm speaking directly to you if you're listening to this. I would love to have an updated version on what your decision was and how that played out for you.
Right. Not for sure. All right, to be good right, to be good wrong, Kevin / Father, Kevin /
F2F.
Let us know.
Yo, Father Greg, Dr. G, what's good? I know it sounds clear, I know it's misunderstood. The story's wild, yes, out there, no doubt. But just lean in close, just hear me out. Hear me, hear me.
Back when I needed a man, all I got handed was traps. Said boy go be great, but gave me no pass, so I bled from the faith I ain't know I still had. Good advice don't come cheap, real ones ran wisdom don't tweet. Now I walk through the dark trying not to repeat the same fake love that they handed to me. They come to me now like I know the route. Big bro, what's the play, can you help me out? And I try not to laugh, but I see myself back when I was broke, begging somebody else. Ain't no manual for this, just pressure and heat. You get burnt by the ones that you thought brought peace. Told my little man, don't believe what you see. Even angels fall hard when they run.
You ready for some fatherly advice?
Yeah.
You already know what it is. Fatherly advice. I'm not going to say like, dear Father Greg, dear Dr. Gio. Like, you already know. It is what. Just assume that it's there. People sent in their questions for us. Yeah.
He's so sad that people keep writing to me.
You know what? We're going to, we got a lot of great feedback. And people actually enjoyed the fact that we answered multiple questions.
Oh, good.
So we're going to do that again. The Catholic Member Research Team actually got these emails that all like have the same theme, more or less. So they I want to say thematicized, but that's not.
I
don't know what the word is.
Nor do I. It might be thematicized.
I don't think that's the word. But whatever. It's like, they all have the same theme, effectively.
Oh.
So, like,
okay.
they got bunched together because they have the thing. So, like, when I'm reading them and you're like, that sounds familiar for the last one, I'm like, yeah, because they're all the same theme.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, here's the first one. I'm writing because I don't know how to name what I've done. I was married for 12 years to a good man. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't unfaithful, but distant in a way I learned to live around. When he got sick, his best friend became a constant presence. Hospital visits, errands, hugs, late nights, conversations where grief and exhaustions just blurred lines. I never planned for anything to happen. I showed up for my husband until the end. But after he died, the grief didn't loosen, it intensified. So somewhere in that closeness, something crossed the line. But now I'm being told I need to move on cleanly. It doesn't feel clean. no matter what I do? Was it wrong if it came from loneliness and not desire? Or am I just rewriting my conscience to survive? So what do you think?
It's beautifully written. Wow. Okay. Let's start here. When the heart aches for something, our desires, our deepest possible desires, things that have been given to us by God, we are reaching out for fill in the blank. We're reaching out for community. We're reaching out for love. We're reaching out to be understood. In this moment, a very serious and solemn moment, your husband is passing away. And from what it sounds like, it's taken time. It's taken possibly months to years for this slow decline to happen after he got sick. ... This does not mean that from the very beginning that the friend was there, that this relationship was bound to happen, or that he was looking for a new individual to be in a relationship with. And that doesn't mean this either the same thing for either of one of you. That means that when you were in that hospital room with your husband, your heart and your attention and your mind showing up for your husband, that was your intention. That's all that you wanted. That's all you desired. You wanted your husband to be seen, to be loved, and to know that he was going to be with you, at least for this last little bit of life. In between reaching for community, reaching for desire, reaching for love with your husband, you're also reaching for all those things to the community around you. Did you or did you not confide in a nurse? Did you or did you not look at a doctor with hope to do his job? Did you or did you not look for the community that you had with your family? This individual was there, and he was close, and he was always there. He was giving you support. So to say that a relationship that has been budded in sadness, that has been budded, I'm not even going to go so far to say desperation, because that's not what it was. It was a relationship that has budded through closeness and intimacy. I cannot tell you that because where your relationship started, that it can't be just as valid and it can't be just as clean. When we talk about clean and that feeling of saying you feel like it's not clean, it's because there has been what you describe as a muddying of waters, but this is a shared relationship, and it doesn't have to be muddy. It can be convenient and still be holy. It can be something that can be based in sadness that came from a very sad situation, a very hard, deep situation, but it can also be renewed in intimacy with the Lord.
And also, like, you didn't, I don't know. It doesn't sound like you did, but it sounds like you did. Like, she's making it sound like she crossed the line.
Yeah. And she uses the word clean, and like, I'm not saying you did anything dirty. From this letter, it doesn't say that you did anything dirty.
No, it's just, she's like, and this is where I get a little frustrated with, like, just the general TikTok mental health people, or like social workers saying like, oh yeah, no, is this the thing? Like for example, emotional intimacy. Right. Like if you develop emotional intimacy with someone else, then you're cheating on that person. Ergo, this is the thing. It's like, no, you're going to develop emotional intimacy with everyone.
Yeah,
like
that's frequency.
Right. And it's not cheating. Like it's not the same thing as cheating on somebody. If you develop emotional intimacy, that means you're a normal human being.
Yes.
And so like there's that degree of separation that you need to have where culturally speaking, there's too many people yelling like, hey, no, it's cheating. Like, no, it's not. It's not a real thing. Yeah. Like, so I don't know if it's that where it's like, hey, you're buying into this belief that emotional cheating is cheating when it's not, or if you actually had sex with somebody while your husband was still alive or outside of the bounds of marriage, and now you feel guilty about it and you are beating yourself up because you're like, my husband was dying and here I am having sex with this guy. Like, those are two fundamentally different things. For sure. And I'm not saying you did one or the other, but it's hard to figure out where you sit. If it's the first, then it's really just an introspective look to be like, hey, you're not bad because other people are saying stuff that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to release you from that prison. The door is open. It doesn't exist. Like, you're going to develop intimacy with everyone. And so having emotional intimacy with someone, leaning on someone emotionally, especially in a time period where you need that extra support and someone is consistently there and you two are staying within your lanes and things like that, there's nothing wrong with that.
And also, let's bring up the fact that she started this by saying he wasn't a cruel individual, but he was emotionally distant. So she's been starved for this for about 12 years.
And if someone's giving you an iota,
You're going to take
you're
it.
gonna take
Even
it.
if you say that you're not taking it, you're going to take it because that's what you're reaching for. That's a desire of yours.
So I'm gonna err on the side of the benefit of the doubt and say that it's the emotional cheating part. Because if it wasn't emotional cheating, our listeners don't hide the ball in terms of that.
They really don't.
They will at the beginning they'll be like, we got you at the beginning, but at the end it's like, yeah, we did this. Like,
This has been edited so hard. You guys have no idea.
but yeah, no, that's my thought. Like, free yourself from that prison, because emotional intimacy is something that is developed, and it's a gift from God. In my opinion, I think it's a gift from God that we're able to develop emotional intimacy with other people.
Yes, of course.
And honestly, like anything else, you have to keep yourself in moderation, because it could be something that leads to other stuff that is probably not going to be great for you if you cross those lines.
Exactly.
But in terms of just having those healthy outlets, we need them.
Yes, absolutely. If this person was in front of me right now and they came to me with this situation, I would ask them directly, can you tell me what you did that muddies the waters or that makes you seem dirty? And I'm not saying that I'm going to find out some grand piece of information, but I want to see how they're processing it. What are you saying that you need a clean break, and why can't this relationship be clean?
Yeah.
Did something happen in this relationship that wouldn't cause it to be a clean, sanctioned relationship?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
there's something, maybe there's not. But all right, next one. My child has struggled academically and socially since early adolescence. I spent years advocating, fighting, pleading for accommodations. Eventually, someone in a position of power and influence began paying attention. Really paying attention. Opening doors, opportunities followed, my child thrive. I didn't intend for boundaries to blur, but they did. I told myself it was for my child's future, not for me. And now I'm being asked to step back, and everything I worked for feels fragile. I can't tell if I'm a parent who sacrificed too much, or someone who used a noble goal to excuse something I didn't want to give up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's shortly written. That's very packed with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Wow.
mean, long and short of it, she
Her child needed accommodations and needed help.
yeah.
But even that within itself.
No, I'm saying she, but like it doesn't give me a gender at all. It just says my child.
That's probably for the best.
So like, this person looked at the situation and said, hey, my child needs help. And they've been advocating for the child. Ain't nobody stepping in. And then someone said like, yo, I'll help you. Just give me a little something. And then she said, sure. Or he said, sure.
Yeah.
I'll throw it your way. And one thing led to another. Doors started opening, opportunities started opening, and again, advocate. It's like, yo, chill out, back up.
Mm-hmm.
Doors are open now. Like,
You can stop now.
you could stop, back up. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, my whole life has been like advocating, and now you're telling me I can stop?
Mm-hmm.
And that's rough.
It is rough. But this is also not to villainize his individual or to poo-poo on her or anything like that.
Or him.
We
don't know.
We really don't know. Like it's written in an ambiguous
Yeah, it's
way.
written ambiguously. It doesn't say like as a mother or as a father. It just says
Exactly.
whatever.
But societally speaking, maybe I'm just biased in this particular situation. But most of the time, my mind autocorrected
It's
to
just
this
women.
is a mom.
Yeah.
This is a mom doing this,
right.
and a mother will do anything for her child.
Also, let's just be fair.
Most of
If
the
it's a dude, he has to be a good looking dude. He has to be really good looking for it to work that way. I'm just being honest. Like it's not the same calculus for a guy. And I'm like, just as a dad myself, I'm like, I don't think I'm chopped liver. I would say like I'm a solid 6, maybe 7 on a good day.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying this for a reason, is because like even myself, like where I would sit there and I would advocate for my own children, like it would be the farthest thing from my mind to be like, oh, let me throw something at at this administrator, and then that's gonna be like whatever. Well, that's not gonna work out for me.
Nope.
And I think I'm a good looking guy. Like I'm not like there are some guys that are not good looking. Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, apparently.
That's what I'm saying though. Like it's just not a thing for guys. Our first mode isn't like, yo, I'm just gonna throw something at him because it doesn't work that way for us.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. You'll go to jail so fast. Like, don't.
Like that's so yeah. That's why we instinctively were like, it's a woman. That sucks.
For sure. And so now we're in this situation where I have always told people, and I've said it, I always try to make it ambiguous as possible when I say this because I don't want to get on people's bad side because they will react harshly when I say it. But someone's whole life is not their children. And I hear this a lot. My children are my life. My children are my life. I'm like, that's great that you love your children. You should love your children.
They're not your life.
Yeah, you should want to spend time with your children. You should want to learn about their lives. You should really care about their formation as human beings. You should want to do all those things, but your children are not your life. They're your responsibility to have duty, to have love, to have this upbringing about them, but they are not your life. Your life is your own. It truly is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to lean on the Lord, not on your own understanding. You're supposed to be able to give to your spouse, to give to your children, and also to be able to have enough to still give to yourself. That's
right.
Balance. That's moderation. That's wholeness. Sounds real familiar, huh?
Right.
Anyway,
Hey.
so there is, I think it was right for you to step back, or at least for someone to tell you to take a step back. And this is going to give you the opportunity to reevaluate exactly where you are and what you're basing your life on. Because eventually, this child, which you love so deeply, who now has the doors open to them, which now who has accommodations for them, who now is on a great track, I hope everything works out well for them. But it was going to come to an end anyway. Like, there was going to come a point when they were going to have to grow up and make that next big decision on their own anyway, without you. That's just kind of how that goes. It's happened a little bit sooner now than you were expecting or that you were comfortable with because you got a little bit too close.
Yeah. It's a wake up call. It's a wake up call. Like, there's diminishing returns for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the last one. I'm deeply committed to my faith and to my life of service. I love the structure. I love the discipline. I love the clarity. I've developed feelings for someone who represents everything I've given up and who has vowed to remain unavailable. Nothing has happened. Nothing will happen. And yet the desire itself feels like a betrayal. I prayed for it to go away. It hasn't, and I'm failing because I feel this way. Or failing because I haven't learned to carry it without letting it define me.
That sounds like a religious situation, dog.
I'm sorry. But yeah. Here's my thing. You're always going to be attracted to holiness on different levels. Yeah. And those people are always going to be attractive to you. The actual desire itself is not bad.
Exactly.
It's never bad. Because like you can, it's kind of like, I always use this analogy. Like when I was a counselor, I would give this analogy to people because people would be like, oh, I feel so bad for having this feeling. And I go like, okay, so, you know, when you go to the store or if you go to like a candy shop and you're behind the glass and you see all the beautiful chocolates and all the beautiful things and all that stuff, do you feel bad for getting hungry? It's like, no, I wouldn't feel bad for getting hungry. It's like, why? Because I'm in a shop that has food that looks really good. And it's like, well, yeah. So why are you condemning yourself for feeling bad for being in a place that has qualities that we are actively teaching you are really good qualities to have in people? Like it's not a bad thing to say like, I want that. Now, the thing is, whether or not you're going to get that and the people that you surround yourself with, that's a completely different issue. You have to make the active decision to surround yourself with those type of people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me clear this up, and I'm going to speak very clearly. I did not just say, go find yourself a group of seminarians.
Because we have to say
And
this out
surround
loud.
yourself.
We have to say this out loud because I've gotten these emails
Yes.
and I refuse.
I did not say, go find yourself a group of novitiates and surround yourself with novitiates and just actively date, but don't date them. Like, that's not what I said. I did not say, hey, just be okay with the fact that they have to all go away at 9 o'clock. That's not what I
to
said.
a 4-star Michelin restaurant.
That's not what I said. What I am saying is identify the qualities that you like. Identify what is drawing you to, because it's not the person. It's not the person, but it's what the person represents.
Yes.
It's what the person is doing. It's the traits that the person is exuding. Now try to find that same thing in something else, because guess what? Chocolate is chocolate. It's the same substance. But the difference between me going and getting Walmart chocolate and me going to a confectionery and getting a high class bonbon,
Holy orders.
it's time, skill, and dedication
Yeah.
to it, right? So if someone is putting in the time, energy, and dedication to developing that particular trait, then you're going to see it. So it's not so much that, oh, I'm attracted to father such and such or sister such and such or brother such and such. No, you're attracted to what they're doing. That's that trait that they have. Okay, go find that somewhere else.
Yeah. And it's going to take a moment, or actually probably more than a moment, to really take stock of what's going on inside you. And to couple with your analogy of the chocolate shop, right? I look at it like the difference between different scales. And I mean scales like things that you stand on. So the rudimentary scale, I think we've all seen probably in high school or something like that. When you step on the scale and it has a little abacus thing, you kind of have to like shift it over and things of that nature. It's very rudimentary. It just gives you a flat number, but it doesn't tell you how much of that is body fat, how much of that is muscle. It doesn't say how much water you've had. It doesn't account for anything. It just gives you a number. The more that you learn about yourself, you're going to become like a high-tech scale. And these things are beautiful. They're nice. You get to stand on it. It's nice and flat. It's sleek. And you step on it, and it tells you everything that has been composited within that flat scale number. If you're looking for how much water you got, it'll give you a number for that. It's like how much body fat you got, it'll give you a number for that. How much muscle mass you got, it'll give you a number for that. And we need those specific understandings of ourselves to make a good measured decision about our diet or what we're ingesting into our lives. So all that is to say that good self accounting, the understanding of where we are in our lives, our own spirituality, and our development in our maturity is going to be able to give us a more accurate feel of, okay, what I'm experiencing right now, this attractiveness, I could be lonely. I could have a desire to get married. I could just love the fact that this person prays, and I can trust them when I speak to them to not look at me as an object, but treat me as a person. Those are good things to be attracted to.
Yep. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, like, you're going to have to be honest with yourself.
Honest, yeah.
You just got to be honest with yourself and just be like, hey, yo, that's what I like. It's like that song. We can't sing it.
No, we can't
I
sing
don't
it.
want to get sued, but you already know what it is.
Not again.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's fatherly advice. Yeah, you see, it was actually kind of interesting. Like, we all had the same theme, but they're all dealing with vastly different things.
That's definitely a priest and a novitiate. Like, he's like, because he's given it up, and he's like, yo, I've said no to this life, and so has she, but I still have these feelings, and I feel bad, and I'm failing. I'm like, how do you mean you're failing? What do you mean you're how are you failing at something you didn't take a vow for? So it sounds like you took a vow. This is a priest. It's a whole priest. I was just like, this sounds religious.
You ever ask for advice and they laugh at you, or worse, they give it with strings attached. I learned some people don't help to help, they help to hold you. So be careful who speaks over your soul, cause not every God told me came from God. Not every I got you means you're safe. Some just wanna wear your story like a chain. Good advice is a treasure map buried in pain. Real truth ain't loud, it don't chase fame. Now I write what I needed, tattooed in flame, for the next lost soul walking out of that rain.
All right, so Catholic Public Research Team did their 1-2 thing, and they basically asked people like, "Hey, you know, what are your like thoughts? Like when you're just sitting there and you were reflecting on stuff, and you're just like, hey, yo, I had this question about the Bible, but if I say it out loud, it made me sound a little like delulu. But so, just let us know what it is." And they're like, "Oh, I got you." And so they sent it to us.
Okay.
Ready? What did David actually bring his brothers for lunch? Like bread and cheese? How long did it sit in the sun? Was it wrapped? Who packed it? This matters. Did they have ice?
What? This is what we're okay.
Yeah, no. 'Cause, like, these are things that people are thinking about. Like, yo, like you reading a biblical story, like, yo, I wonder. And you know what? Low key, my wife. She was doing this thing where like she wanted to improve her storytelling. So I said, hey, why don't you recount stories in the Bible to help you improve your storytelling? You don't have to think about it because it's a preset story, so you can know different parts. Just tell the story in a very compelling way. So she's telling the story of David, and she's sitting there going like, yeah, and so yeah, there's a story of David. This is her very first story that she's recording, and she's sending me the recording, and I'm listening to it. And it's like, yeah, so this is the story of David. David and his brother, David was a shepherd boy, and he brought lunch to his brothers onto the battlefield. And you know, he brought them lunch. He made sure that they were hungry. They were hungry, so he made sure that they were fed. and then he went and talked to Saul, and I was like, wait a minute, what? It's like, and then he went to talk to Saul, and then he fought Goliath, and he killed Goliath. And I was like, okay, cool. And then afterwards I called him like, babe, why did you spend any time on the lunch? Didn't matter. She's like, it does matter though, because like, what did he bring for lunch? Yeah, because I would be concerned from a food safety standpoint, because she works as a horticulturalist, and she also works as a food educator, and so as a food educator, food safety is huge for her. So she's like, I'd be concerned if he took things that were perishable and it was out in the sun. How did he pack it? Did they eat it right away? Did they like save it and put it somewhere cool? Who knows?
There's nowhere cool.
Well, you put it over like in a shaded spot in the camp, or did they eat it right away? Was it just bread? And it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Probably it's probably loaves of bread. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yo, next one. Did Noah have a shovel on the ark? Because if you had 2 of everything, that's a lot of everything.
I think it was 2 of animals.
Yeah, 2 of everything, meaning that they pooped a lot. What happened to the poop, sir?
I probably threw it overboard, I assume.
How? Sway?
I didn't build it.
That's what I'm saying.
I can barely answer what's a cubit.
These are shower thoughts that people want you to answer. Like, yo, you the biblical scholar, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Scott Hahn?
I'm not Scott Hahn.
Yo, how did people know Jesus was 12 when he stayed behind in the temple? There's no birth certificates. Was it just straight vibes? Did Mary just be like, I feel like something's off? Yo, Jesus, you're 12 now. Like, what? Here's another one. If angels don't got bodies, how come they're always wrestling people and eating meals?
That's a great question, honestly. That really is a good question.
Yo, how long did the Magi travel for before realizing that they should have bought better gifts? Like gold makes sense, frankincense and myrrh. Dog, what? Were there not a group chat prior to like, hey, yo, let's coordinate these gifts better?
Well, gold, frankincense, and myrrh are basically foreshadowing of the charisma, the birth, life, and death of Jesus Christ.
But what the gold for?
Well, you give gold to a king. Frankincense and myrrh are two different spices that are used for one to anoint a child when they're born, and also the spices used for death and burial.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. You see, that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? Be honest. People had to think about it first. People had to think about it. Think about it. Like, hey, did they have belly buttons?
I mean, by definition, no,
Why not?
because they didn't have umbilical cords.
Wait, we don't know that. Were they outies?
I mean, honestly, if we really want to get into the whole biblical scholarship of Adam and Eve, then that's a whole can of worms.
Yeah. All right, a few more. This one, these have to do with the saints, all right? How did people decide someone was possessed? How did people decide the difference between someone being possessed and not deeply annoying? Because low key, on a Thursday, it's the same thing.
If someone slap you, they're doing an exorcism.
Hey.
Slap the spirit out you.
No, but for real though, how did they decide? Do you know how they decide?
How they decided when someone was
Being possessed versus like, yo, you just annoying.
Well, probably the same. Well, I don't want to say the same, but similar way that we would do it today. Like you'd bring them to the church, you'd bring them to the priest and or rabbi at the time, and they would make that decision based upon religious articles touching your body, on who that person says that they are, because they won't say their name, or they will go ahead and try to skirt around the fact of this person being normal.
Oh yeah.
And they're not.
Damn. Did Peter ever pull the I knew Jesus first card with the other disciples?
Probably. I'm not going to say that it's definitive truth because I have no ability to be able to say that. But probably. That sounds like Peter.
It's like, hey, it's just like, you know what? I don't think Jesus. A word? You don't think Jesus would have done what?
Mm-hmm. Were you there?
Were you there? I denied him 3 times. I know Jesus first.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? You weren't. I was there. Actually, he wasn't there. He ran away.
I ran away. And John's in the back like, I was, you weren't, Peter. It's like, shut up, John. John's like, this is why I'm going to live longer.
Exactly. I'm also I have more vitality because I made it to the tomb before you did.
You old man, weak knees, Peter. I didn't go in because I respect you, but I don't respect your speed.
Rock. I'm a rock. Don't got no weak knees.
But the rock can't move fast enough.
Rocks don't move fast. It is what it is.
Did Mary ever just need a minute? Like, just like, yo, I just need a minute to like pause life. It's a lot.
That probably has a very deep theological meaning to it, because remember that Mary was perfect. So it's not like Mary got like, oh, I'm overwhelmed because Jesus is being such a bad child. Like that's not what happened. But like I could imagine that the depth of sorrow that she felt at the scourging of the pillar was so deep, was so immense in her soul, that time probably stopped.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to even fathom and put into words what kind of sorrow that must have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. She must have needed a minute. Just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a walk. Like because I just got told I'm gonna carry God. I need a walk. I need some water. Something. Yeah. Did saints ever regret becoming saints halfway through? Like, I could have been normal.
That's a good question. Probably.
No. You know who didn't regret becoming a saint halfway through? Saint Therese of the Little Flower.
Well, she was also in a convent.
No. Do you know her story?
Yeah.
Well, dog, at 12 years old, she looks at her dad and she goes, listen, I'm gonna be a saint, and also I need to get into a convent. Dad's like, listen, you too young. And I was like, nah, I need to get in a convent. Dad's like, yo, the only person that can get you in the convent is a pope. And he's like, all right, let's go see the pope. Dad's
That was
like,
a thing
bet.
back then, honestly.
And they went to go see the pope. And they had an audience with the pope. And the pope was like, all right, you want to be in a convent? Sure. Just wait.
Just like that.
Like, for real. He's like, yo, just wait one more year and you get into the convent. She waited a year, got into the convent. And she's like, all right, say less. They wanted to give her the name Agnes. She looked at the Mother Superior and said, you are out of your mind if you think I'm going to be an Agnes. I am Therese of the flower. I'm like, yo.
And from the very beginning, that Mother Superior did not like her.
No, I'm like Therese would always have like, Saint Therese would always have specific women that they would send to her. And like the one woman, she's like, I hated Saint Therese and I hated myself for hating her because she was so holy. But like, whenever I asked her stuff, I would always be so angered by her response, but she was right. Like, cause she would say like, yo, there was one time she asked Saint Therese like, hey, what can I do to become better at, being a better nun? And she said, first of all, you're not a good person.
People never understand. They never understand that the saints were odd individuals.
I know.
They were set apart from the world for a reason.
Dog. And they're like, so Therese is like, I love the Therese story because like people don't get how wild she was. She's like, first of all, you're not a good person. And she's like, what? She's like, no, you're a horrible human being. And let me tell you how you're a horrible human being. And then she said for like the next hour, she proceeded to deconstruct everything I did down to the way that I prayed and presented myself to God. And she's like, yeah, you can't even do those basic things right. So what makes you think you're going to be a good nun? Let's start over. Let me help you out. Let's start with the little things. And because of that whole idea of the little things, the little way, that wasn't Therese. That was the sister getting from Therese all of these beatings every day verbally about how she ain't. She's like, you ain't nothing. And then Therese would sit around and then like she would go back and she'd say like, she's like, one time I had this confrontation with her and she's like, I blew up on her and it's like, you told me I'm nothing. And she's like, yeah. And what do you think I am? And she's like, you think you're closer to God than anybody else. And she goes, no, I'm worse than you. And then the sister was like, what? And she proceeded to deconstruct herself on a level that was worse than what she is. And she's like, huh? And she like pulled herself apart. She's like, yeah. So like, yeah, when I said like, you're not anywhere close, I'm not saying it because I'm magically closer. I'm saying it because I can see it. Do you want to see what I see? And she's like, I don't know if I want to.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
And that was Saint Therese. That was Saint Therese, dog. There was one time they asked, the Mother Superior died, and they were trying to figure out who's going to be the next Mother Superior, right? And they sat around at the table, and they had to pause because at this point, Saint Therese was like maybe in her 30s. Right. Mm-hmm. And people knew about her. She was very spiritual and very close to God, everything like that. But she was very scrupulous. Mm-hmm. Jainism was like her big thing. Right. Dog. They really sat there and said, do we really want Saint Therese to be the Mother Superior of this convent?
Dog, I'm still stuck on the fact that she said no to Agnes, and the next sister that came in had to get Agnes, and she was like, "Come on, man,
yeah, dog. She's like, you out of your mind if you think you're gonna call me Agnes. No, it's Therese. Like, yo,
little flower."
So they sat there and contemplated. do we give this to Therese? So they had to ask the Pope, and the Pope said, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Because her spirituality is good for pruning flowers and making flowers. How did he put it? He's like, her spirituality is good for pruning flowers and making flowers bloom under tremendous conditions, and taking flowers that are still trapped in their own selves and making them bloom. But her spirituality is not meant for seeds.
These people will be choked out. This entire congregation will die at the roots. At the root, it will die. Do not let her in charge of these seedlings.
Yo, dog. He's like, don't do it. So then they got back and they just felt so conflicted. They're like, but she's so holy. He's like, don't do it. So they decided not to do it, and they named Sister Agnes, who was the sister after she came in, who studied under Saint Therese, to be the Mother Superior. And the entire time, Sister Agnes had a huge problem because everyone knew that she was a disciple of Saint Therese. And so and Saint Therese is still around. So they just compared Sister Agnes to Saint Therese and said, Saint Therese wouldn't do that.
Like, you're right. That's why you're still around. So how about you go ahead and clean the kitchen like I asked you to, instead of asking me these doggone questions? How about you practice some obedience? How about you go and learn and pray? How about you go and talk to go and talk to Therese? How about this? How about you go and you talk to Therese and bring her your problem and come back to me crying, talking about, oh, she was so mean. She de-dressed every single part of my life, and all I tried to do was ask you to clean the pots. Asking all these dumb questions. Go milk the cows. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. Like, yeah, I can imagine Agnes popping a gasket.
Yeah, she popped the gasket.
Poor girl.
She wrote in her memoir she hated the name Agnes. She hated She's like, she hated the name Agnes. And she found out afterwards, after the death of Therese, she found out afterwards that Therese was supposed to be named Agnes. And she said she had to go to confession because the words that she said after finding that out. She's like, I could have been Therese.
The reality is, nobody could have been Therese. Therese picked that name. She said, this will be my name.
Oh, let's get out of here, man. This is a good show. Oh, it's a good show. For all of us here at Spirit Stream Studios and Father, we love you. You're very special.
Go forth and bear good fruit.
The little way, man. We out.
What name will you choose? Agnes.
Father to Father is a production of Spirit